Hello peeps, what's up? In this episode, not only am I going to manage to make this character move faster, I'm going to try to talk to you lot about, I don't know, just a little piece of my life.
Yeah? What's up in the big world?
What's up in the big world? My mum isn't my real mum.
What?
I mean,
you want a new friend?
I'm talking to my beautiful subscribers, darling. Those who stand by all the bullshit videos in between the half decent ones. Which tend to be fight ones, like fight when I'm having a fight on it in UFC, that tends to get more views, or me in real life, you know, doing some random crazy shit, that tends to get more views than me playing a video game. Anyway, so my mum ain't my real mum, but that was hidden from me by everybody around me for, I think, literally several years, if I add it up. 2009 or 2010 was when my real mother disappeared. I don't know if she was murdered or what. And no, don't contact the Met Police. There's officers in the Met Police that know the deal. They've tried to give me their opinion on who killed my real mum, but they've got the wrong timing. Like, they're not part of a certain gang / cult, so they don't know the whole truth. They're called Jobsworths by they don't know it, but they're called Jobsworths by my current mum, inverted commas, and her lot. Gangsters. I hate gangsters. I've got my reasons. I think, well, you could call people who basically took my mum away gangsters. A lot of people, every Freemason knows I lost my real mum. It's a shame that no one actually, you know, genuinely said that she's not around, because I'd have independently got on with my own life, if you know what I mean? Rather than bowing down to someone who ain't my mum and being verbally, emotionally abused by her, having her stealing from me, using me for cash, preventing me from getting a job, preventing me from driving, preventing me from any independency for years. And she's got her claws into me a bit now, even though I've got my own place. I never think she ain't got her claws in me, because every day is a struggle. I'm just saying a bloody joke. Lots of shit to say, innit? Ain't a bloody joke. Gangsters. At least I can kill him. He's dead, right?
Go, jump!
Yes, he will be. Bastard. Oh god, he's not dead, is he? Or is he? Someone please tell me. Someone's about to shoot the punk. In the dick. Like all them who took my mum away deserve. No, he's dead. String you prick like Brett Ahern deserves. This is no joke. And I am due to be killed eventually, you guys. It'll be called stage suicide. Minute videos stop popping up. Those 4 flood them gangsters should have theirs popped off. Seriously though, guys. It'll be stage suicide. Won't be real suicide. I'll never actually kill myself. You joking? Trying to stay alive. Well, I'm always staying alive. To piss those fuckers who ruined my life off. Well, I'll give them a satisfaction of me leaving. Are you crazy? Dear, I just bought snack. I've got loads of snacks already. What am I doing? But yeah, my mum's not a real mum. There's loads of people who played along, from Helen Ahern to Brett Ahern. They all pretended like, well, they played along hardcore, Brett Ahern and Helen Ahern. Oh, and there's certain people, she's got a therapist type of person. She's trying to get me, like, put off as mentally ill if I mention it too much. Liz, aka Mummies, but, basically, she's getting orders from Brett, a Royal Air Force sergeant who works at RAF Norfolk and lives in Ickenham. And it's a sad story, and they'll get away with bloody more than murder. Once I'm gone, you know, it'll just be, oh yeah, she killed herself. Bullshit, I'd never kill myself, peeps. And I'm just getting deep on you, because why shouldn't I tell my story if they're gonna do what I know they're gonna do eventually? Why can't I just tell you all first? I doubt anyone's gonna care or listen anyway.
Where are you walking?
But yeah, so you can even check pictures. You can message me, I'll give you my Facebook, I'll give you pictures, I'll give you evidence, I'll give you anything. If you don't believe it, that is. So yeah. I think some people have implied that Brett Ahern is the godfather of it all, of murder of my nan. The granddad as well, but right, my granddad went first, right? So it's a bit suspicious. I've read letters in my nan saying that he'd had, you know, falls. He broke his arm in his fall. He did something, he fell, and they forced medication on him and all this bollocks. Like, thing is, Liz was also forcing medication on me. Like, Liz Ramdani, married to Salem Ramdani in Sousse, Tunisia. Find them on Facebook. Formerly Elizabeth Cook, now Elizabeth Ramdani. I think that's Romdhani, something like that. But anyway, yeah, basically, Liz has poisoned me before, and she's when I was still we were like living with her, she, well, to this day, if she makes food and I'm joining in eating on the food, like, she always puts a hair, or 2 of her own hairs, or 3 of her own hairs in my food. She used to, from when I was age, I think 20 or 21, I think 20, she would put laxatives, I'm guessing, something that made my stomach real ill, and every single day I would be very ill, you know, like diarrhea and stuff. It was horrible. And my teeth, they suddenly started to deteriorate and blow out, so she definitely was using something on my teeth, right? She put something in my toothpaste, like even just 4 years ago, that would make me like sick. The minute I tried to put a brush on my teeth, like, I'd be sick. It was horrible. I don't know what she put in that. Probably ordered by Brett Ahern. That's Aherne. Works at RAF Norfolk. Can't be that hard to look up if you guys want to check it out. He looks up to Bronson, some gangster. Though Brett's just evil. He don't rob the bloody post office. He fucking damages people. He did the world for his kids. I used to look after his. How dare that cunt rush into me? Behind me in the game. Just what I'm talking about. So yeah. Oh yeah, he's also made comments in early 2018 about how my clothes, some of my clothes, like my Supreme coat, that'll fit Dylan. Well, she won't be needing it. Meaning when I'm dead, they're gonna try, they think Liz, my so-called mum, is gonna get access to all my stuff, and that what? He's gonna give my fucking stuff to his son. People, I beg of you, don't let that happen. And for God's sake, just understand me. You can talk to me, you can message me, but you cannot tell police. You do not understand how many of those are in cahoots, are involved, and have made cash off of this. I mean, Lindsay Wright knows the truth, but she's silenced. One police officer. There's bloody, another Metropolitan officer. Who could I don't really want to name too many people, but Mr. Godfrey, very high up, wears a Freemason ring on his little finger. Mason, a lot of them involved in Masons. Brett's amazing. Mark, my so-called once upon a time friend, who, oh gosh, they've done some devastating stuff to me. I don't know where I'd start explaining it, but I could explain it. I could explain it over and over again. I'm just getting sick of it because my days have been numbered since May 2019. They was gonna have me murdered a day in that May. It's funny, I had a Bible in my backpack.
My dad'll fuck you up.
I'm alive to the day. I've lived 2 Christmases since then now. Who knows if I'll live another one, but if I'm not on YouTube, you can't contact me, etc, etc. Well, another thing, I know what this gang does, you know. Like, I've heard rumours, like, basically this group of people, you don't necessarily be dead. You'll be known as dead. Like, this potentially could happen, or they might just genuinely murder me, but either way, right? They have people alive, they either replace them, so no one knows, you know, what's happening and all that, what's happened, etc, etc. Or, which means they're still alive and probably being tortured. I've heard Brett Ahern does torture people. Right, in Riverside, in Hillingdon, it's Middlesex, London people, UK, England. There's a locked ward, the PIM ward. I've heard people can be left there, disabled, incapacitated, etc. by this gang, and then they'll be locked there, and no one, like literally none of you, no one on the internet, will never be able to get in there to view it, although I beg one of you to try. I'd love you to succeed. You'll probably find one woman deaf and blind in there. I've heard rumours. Left to be tortured and suffer every day and that. It's real sick shit. I know they've got, you know, in that day in May in the hospital, Hillingdon, they're saying after your physical, you can't go till after your physical. I'm thinking, what the fuck you talking about? I've come down to the bloody hospital, I'm free to go, which is why I discharged myself. But multiple nurses and bloody, even the paramedic and that, I mean, for fuck's sake, one of the other paramedic, the more soft-hearted or one with more heart, was singing "Killing Me Softly." Killing me softly with his song. You know that song? In my life with his words, killing me softly with his song, killing me softly with his song, and my whole life with his song, with this song. I don't know the words, but it's something like that, yeah. They were saying I couldn't leave till after my physical. What the fuck is a physical? I discharged myself, but and then in this bag, they had a bag there, and they're saying, I asked what was in it, the more evil, sinister going on paramedic, right? Something for your heart, defibrillator, in case your heart stops. I mean, why don't you need to revive me if you know that's a scary thing? What, are you just gonna put me out of sight, out of mind, and still alive, suffering in pain, tortured? And he said in his bag there's something for my vocal cords. I mean, what the fuck? Are they gonna rip my vocal cords out or something? And even Liz, my aka mum, was very scared, very distressed, and didn't want to stop. And I heard him saying in the background, she asked one of the paramedics in the thing, where are you from? RAF Norfolk was the answer, of all things. Makes you think it's a Windsor hit on my head. I'll get fucking butchered for even talking about the whole thing. But I'm going to get butchered anyway, so that's the answer to why I'm not being silent anymore. So yeah, I heard Liz and this paramedic in this room at Hillingdon Hospital, Middlesex, in London, out of London, London Borough of Hillingdon, UK, England. They're saying that I'd need to be strapped down and Liz was like a bit upset with that one, and it's like, and the guy goes, she has to be. And then you had oh yeah, I'm sure in regards to funeral costs, you had Liz saying, I can't afford it, I've got no money, which I believe is complete bullshit, and she's just lying and wouldn't even pay for a funeral. Kleo thought it was funny, her neighbour across the road from her, Kleo Newell, Newell. Yeah, and she couldn't afford a funeral, which is bullshit, and paramedic goes, they'll pay for it. Who are they? The Masonic Lodge? It's not cool, guys. I can't believe I've actually told you perhaps too much. I told you like the end game part, which is suddenly I feel real cold, and it's strange because my living room is not particularly cold. But they're real chills if ever I've had chills. There's so much more to this story, and a lot of the people who've been in my life and around me over the years have been either sworn to secrecy, part of Freemasonry, can't betray their brother, can't speak on it, can't tell a soul, you know, can't protect me, can't help me, and if they could, they'd only be able to use sign language and sort of be discreet and sort of talk in, give it a, maybe they could say to get away from Liz and the situation, but they wouldn't be able to say they're against you. They could do this because that's betraying their oath and they'd get killed for it. Freemasonry really does have harsh consequences against those who betray secrecy. I mean, fuck doing that. Don't blame them for not doing that, but the people who did have any heart for me, they should have done more for me. But yeah, Brett, since this fake mum's come along, guys, I need the toilet. I'm just going to pause up, but if you want to continue listening to my story, I am going to be back in under 1 minute, I promise ya. 1 minute, yeah? Under that, actually. Alright, boobs, back. So, kind of got a bun up nose. So, yeah, it's all real. 110% real. Sadly. Anyway, back to not speaking about the end game part of this, part of what will be eventually. Praise God for the fact that I'm alive today. Maximum love to the people who stay with me and do good for me and by me. Lizzee stole so much money off me in the past. Liz, aka Mum. She took loads on Amazon. The bank investigated how it was going out my account. It was all her. She was trying to do third party things to try and make it not look like her. And also in April 2018 or 19, when I was going to get the money back and they gave me a part of it, a few £100, I had to give it back because I couldn't sign the declaration forms, because the day before I was knocked out mysteriously. Liz came into my place, said, "Oh, that looks like a carpet burn on your face." A couple of days later, turned out it was a bloody carpet burn. How funny that she knew that. So she was involved in that. And I had to go to hospital, have a head scan, have codamol, and be in bed for 2 weeks. So, couldn't get my money back because I'd been beaten fuck out somehow. More serious beating up was in October 2019 by 2 Asian lads. One was the aggressor and the one who beat me up. Big, massive, probably 6 foot, caked in muscle. Big lad, you know. Bit of fat as well as the muscle. But big muscle, mate, you know what I mean. But probably not defined, you know, a bit of fat there. He'd probably hate me, saying that he seemed like an egotistical prick with his bloody flashcard. Seemed like oh yeah, he did say, "Do you want crack, white or dark?" He had heroin and crack on him then. So he was a drug dealer. But he punched me in the face as hard as he could, 8, 9 times. Smashing my head into the fucking pavement, just cracking me. Broke my jaw. My jaw's been different ever since. One of my ears is more into my face and not like it was before. The nose break was on, you know, when I was telling you a minute ago about that injury when I was going to get money back. That's when my nose was slightly broken. Anyway, when I come back from this October beating, Liz picked me up. I called her. I was left on Sergeant's Close. Now, bear in mind, Brett Ahern is a sergeant. I think it was a hint. Liz, aka Mum, somehow knew the conversation that had happened inside that car. And them lads in that car had dropped me off at Sergeant's Close. That automatically connects Brett Ahern and the RAF sergeant from RAF Norfolk, who lives in Thorpeland Avenue in Ickenham. Connects him to that beating. It connects Liz, Elizabeth Romdani, with Elizabeth with an S, Romdani, or Elizabeth Cook. Facebook, search, Google them both, Facebook and both. Yeah, she knew what was said in the car, and one of her questions, just like with the carpet burn thing, have they broke your jaw? They haven't broke your jaw, have they? You look like you broke your jaw. You know, like that's what they were fucking told to do in the first place. And she also took the piss out of something that happened that was a consequence of the severity of the beating. I was too scared and intimidated in that to actually go through with the police thing. Because I thought at the time that, you know, they'd just get me again. But I should have gone through with it, and I regret that. I've been through a lot of hell. It's aged me recently a lot. Aged about 10 years in the past 2 years. Especially since knowing for shit sure that Liz Cook, or Liz Romdani, is not my mother. My real mother would never get married again, for one. Out of the million things, including a DNA test, which I'd love to do live on this channel. But yeah, she would never... Right. There's a million things. She's got the wrong size feet. My real mum had small feet. My real mum had a small mouth. My real mum had a different jaw. Liz has a massive jaw, very wide, massive mouth, large feet. She's taller than my real mum was. She's had a nose job and pretended it was bloody cancer on her nose, but really she just had a nose job. in about, that was January 2018. And in the past she also pretended to say she had brain tumours. That was when she sort of first come on the scene, probably 2011 or something. Mark, my so-called buddy, so-called mate, turned out to be the devil. Lizzee even called him the devil. Mark Ginnery. You had Ash Weber, apparently, someone told me. He's a Grand Master of a Masonic Lodge not far from here. He's from Roasted Gardens, and he was in the Metropolitan Police throughout up until I think 2019. So he's corrupting in with them. Brett's a Mason, Ash is a Mason, Liz is a Mason, Rachel Horrocks is a Mason, Mark Chinnery's a Mason, I think Jordan Piercy's a Mason, Dennis Piercy's a Mason, Jenna Selwood's a Mason. I can't believe my family never told me though. You know, remember, you know, said, look, that ain't your real mum back in 2012 or 2011. I don't know if they were threatened or what the deal was exactly, but it's fucked up. My nana knew that that wasn't her daughter. She was really frightened on her. In her last 6 weeks of life, they made her go and kneel to mouth for fuck's sake. Told her to not eat, refuse food, pretend she can't eat or drink. They wanted her dead, and Liz forced her to change her will 3 days before she died as well. And leave 50% to her, who ain't even her biological daughter. And do you know what, people? I want to go to court. DNA tests prove that money should have been mine. If the real, and also what happens to identity fraud. And a cop at Polar Park in April 2018 told me she ain't my mum. Now that was some serious hardcore confirmation. Polar Park's near Heathrow Airport, London, England. He also said it's a cult, and he suggested, because they can't do anything about this, and apparently identity fraud, theft actually happens all the time, but he did say he basically suggested the whole police force ain't going to do shit. He didn't say it like that, but that's what he bloody meant. He said an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, because he knew they'd been fucking with my teeth to him. I don't know what she puts in my food, something that blows your teeth out. I don't understand the damage they've done to me, people. You really don't. But you can always come and see me. I'll talk to any one of my subscribers, any one of you. I'll give proof to any one of you. But never go, please. You can't trust them. There's no justice. There ain't no justice in the world. That song is not a joke. It's real. But if you want to suggest things about how I can go solicit or anything like that, please do. Just mention it to them and I'll be beaten to a pulp by now. And I've been beaten badly for fuck all before, so. Let's get back into the game a bit, peeps. I wish it wasn't all real, but every word I said is bloody real. Alright, let me take my anger out on the game or something. Opinion. Get our breach protocol. I want more intelligence on the game. I used to be a real smart kid, very good at art. I'm still very good at art, but it's still different for me. Program 666. 666 stories. 666. Sick, sick, sick stories. Sick, sick, sick stories. It's real life stories. I feel sorry for Britney Spears and how she's trapped, because I can relate to being trapped, but at least showing the death of family, that lots of family not knowing if they're alive or dead and all kinds of shit like that. Anyway, there's one more light eyes. YouTube, what's he saying? Miley Cyrus knows which of our old hits is still a bang to her. What else has YouTube got there? We need to start talking about Lindsay Lohan. What's up, peeps? This is the all seeing eye, isn't it? The eye. Guys, I've got to just quickly do something. sorting out my cold, peeps. Shit, I left this on. Alright guys, I'm gonna go into the next video. Love you all. Realeyes cook, Realeys space COOK. Love you. Subscribe please, I love you. All of ya. Contact me. Bye bye.